Yep. And we're live now, and this is week 71 on Verse TV's The Homos Talk Show.
Woo, woo. Awesome. Can I get right to it? Yes. All right. Since we're live, guys, what's up, guys? It's Monday, September 7th, which is also Labor Day. So shout out to those who are watching and tuning in live from wherever you at. Hopefully you're eating some good cookout food. Safely, of course, with the family and not in a whole bunch of crowds of a whole bunch of people. Still not the time for all that. But if you're tuning in live, we want to say welcome to the Homos Talk Show. This is our Labor Day special, and in the house today we got some special people. So without further ado, who we got in the building today? Talk to me.
What's up, y'all? My name is A Biggs. I am a musician, a guitarist. I got some new music coming out, so check me out. I am coming in from Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, woo woo. All right, talk about it. Also, who else we got in the building today? Talk to me.
What's up? What's up? It's Sept7 the Great. I am an international music artist, actor, and entertainer calling from B-More itself, the Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland.
Whoop, whoop. You already know, Be-More in the building, strong. We already know show this is from Be-More. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm Troy Weeks Music on everything. Your boy, looking nice in my tie-dye. Feeling me in my two-piece. And I'm from Harlem, New York. I'm in the Bronx right now recording. But I'm from Harlem, New York. You guys, if you're watching, you stay tuned and you know that. I'm from Harlem. But, it's time to get right to it. It is the Homos Talk Show. And without further ado, in the beginning, we like to start things off with our Homos tea. So let's get into some tea, y'all. I hope y'all cups is filled and ready for it. So, our first topic today, it's going to be about LGBTQ plus movement. That's what it's going to be about, ladies and gentlemen. It's USA Today article, if I'm not mistaken. And so in this article, NC Congress candidate Madison Cawthorn said the LGBTQ plus movement was two people who wanted to be able to get married. Also, Cawthorn said on the Charlie Kirk show last month. But now it's saying that we need to be able to have gender reassignment surgery for 12-year-olds. They never stopped at a line. It's always going to continue to go further. At what point do we stop and feel that we've arrived? Can we ever? Why or why not? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's a USA Today article. And I feel like, I guess I'll start. I think with me looking at the article and reading the article, one thing that sort of stuck out to me was what she said that, for her being in that situation with her kid, wanting to transform or be transgender, she felt like God took her by the collar, choked her up, and said, made her understand that it's not a choice to be, LGBTQ transgender, for her child. So she's talking about these rights and how, this is what we're dealing with now. And I feel like, there are some things that, you do have to cross the line. It's always going too far. It's always going too far, but it's not one thing, it's another thing. And I feel like, having rights are amazing and fighting for the rights that you believe in is awesome. But at some point, you got to think about life in reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, does a 12-year-old, I get, being, we know when we're young if we're gay or like, how we feel about sex. We start to know that, especially now, people are younger with social media and all these different access to internet and TV and all this stuff. Kids are younger and younger, being able to understand, hey, this is what I am. This is why we're having this conversation. But it's like, does a 12-year-old really know? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's a big life change to, make a sexual organ change at 12 years old. And the next thing you know, you're 20 years old and you realize, I don't want to be a girl no more. I want to go back to being a boy. Like, how do you, how do you have that? How do you deal with that in that moment? It's like, that's reality. So I feel like for me as a parent, I think that's the decision you need to make it as an adult. Just because you like a certain sex, I get it. We all had those issues growing, not no issues, but we all had different struggles understanding how to understand that and be comfortable with it. So I feel like, because younger kids are being more accepting of their sexuality, I still think that you need time to grow. You're not fully grown as a man until 25. You know what I'm saying? Like when your body stops growing and your parts stop growing. So it's like, you need time to understand that and process that. So there needs to be a line at some point. You know what I'm saying? Kids want to, express themselves sexually in a sense of, oh, I think I'm transgender. That's how I feel better. I understand that. But a whole sexual part change, I think, their minds are still growing and, they're still developing. They don't need to be making those kind of decisions. Not 12 years old. No. So that's going to be my intake on this honesty topic. I'm going to move things over to Septimius. What do you think about this topic? What's your intake on all this?
You know what? I completely agree. And it's not so much the mindset of a 12-year-old. To me, it's more like what your body is doing because, you can go ahead and do this surgery at 12 years old, but your body's going to evolve and change up until you, like you said, 25 years old. So you're going to have surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery because you made an early decision. And like you said, and when time goes on and you do mature, your body wise and mentally, you may decide something completely different. So I think you should definitely hold off. Like you said, let the 12-year-old child, live their life and experience the feelings, and keep it under wraps, whether it's in drag or whatever the case may be, to live the life as they feel, but not to make anything medically or surgically different from yourself until your body feels mature.
Yeah, and you brought it even gooder, like I brought a brighter light to that. Like your body's changing. If you go and change parts now and you're still growing, you might look cute petite now, but when you hit 15, you might just go like that. And now you're a cute petite person you thought you was. And now you're looking
Right,
like,
exactly.
you don't feel comfortable in that body now because your body's still changing. So you're right
Exactly.
about that. I agree with you on that. Hey, Biggs, talk to me. What do you think about this?
I hear you guys. It's tough. It's very tough. There's a couple things. Do we know, like, scientifically, as your body is changing, you have to continue to have surgeries? Excuse me. Because, sip of water.
That's all right. Get it together now. Don't be choking now. You by yourself.
I think I have heard that the younger you do it, the easier your body like adjusts as it's growing. However, it's hard to speak on it because I don't know what it's like to be trans. So I hear what you guys are saying, but I also don't know the likelihood of later in life you decide that you don't want to be this person. It could be that when a kid realizes they're trans, there's no question about it. This is who they are. They can feel it. It's natural, no matter what age you are. So what I get what you guys are saying, but I think there's a piece that we don't know, and which is actually who this person is and how that comes about. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes good sense. The only reason why I brought that up is because I know somebody who felt that way. That's why.
Me too.
Who was trans, who transcended to be trans and had some work done, but then later on in life decided they didn't want to be a woman no more. Someone who went from a man to a woman. So that's what I'm saying. Like those decisions do happen. And so if they make it this, and if this is just something that people are really dealing with now, I can only imagine what a kid's gonna deal with. That's what I'm saying. So So let's keep the showboat moving and move on to topic number 2 here. So topic number 2 is this. Says more right or more wrong. And this is brought to us by GameIndustry.biz. Did I type the right name? Sorry. Maybe put the wrong note. I'm gonna come back to that one because I think I put my notes somewhere else. So let's skip to the next one for right now because this one is really hot off the press because we've been talking about this from last week. I don't know if you guys paid attention to last week. We were live and we was listening to the Brandy and we listened to Brandy and we were listening to Monica Versus on Versus TV as well as on Apple Music, Instagram, and it was super dope. So first and foremost, shout out to Brandy and shout out to Monica for making it happen. This is via Brandy's Instagram and also Billboard.com. So Brandy and Monica, they had over 4.2 million total Versus viewers, and they got over 20 million new streams after Versus, split almost in half. So why do we feel this Versus was so successful? Do you think that there's another pairing that could generate these numbers? And what pair you think that actually could, create these numbers or surpass these numbers when it comes to the Versus? So I am excited about this. I don't know if you guys saw what we did last week, but it was super dope, super fun. We got to watch and we watched along when we talked about it. But I'm going to go in first. I'm not going to go first. I'm going to go Septimius. So Did you, first of all, did you get a chance to watch any of it? Did you hear about the verses? Did you see anything about it?
I did not. I did not see it. I've heard all of the buzz all over social media about it, but yeah, I didn't see
Got it.
it.
Got it. Okay. But yes, so this versus was super dope as we could just took, 4.2 million viewers, 20 million streams between the both of them afterwards. Do you think that there's another pair in the industry that could do this such numbers or more, and why?
Almost definitely. I think that it had a lot to do with who they were, and who what I guess generation they came from. You know,
Mhm.
people who love Monica and Brandy are from a different generation, so people have been looking to hear from them to relive their music and their whole persona at their heyday. So I think that well, I would say anyone. Well, anyone from that decade, R&B like type divas or divos that actually the public wants to hear from and see what their day to day real life is now as opposed to what their music was then. They could probably do those numbers also because that's like almost like a forgotten generation that is resurging now because people want to know where are they now, what are they doing now, and let's relive the moment with when they were there.
Mhm, mhm. Yes. So tell me, do you think there's any pair now that could do those kind of numbers?
Only my biggest one I wish, but right now we can't do it. Would be, of course, Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. But hey,
That would have
my
been
girl,
good.
yeah, my girl Whitney's not here though. But I think that would have been a perfect pair.
That
Yeah,
would
but
have
I
been
can't
good.
think of
See,
off the top. Yeah,
I like
right now
that.
I would say Janet Jackson, Beyonce. Let's do it.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, they
Yeah.
gonna match up in time. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna leave it at that. That would be interesting. I don't know if both those divas would actually be in the same room. I don't know how that would work. But Janet Jackson, Beyonce would be good. It'd be interesting to see. So, right? My friend is like, hey, that's definitely good. So you got some eyebrows going on that one. All right, I like it. Hey, Biggs, talk to me. Who do you? When it came to, did you get a chance to watch it at all? Did you get a chance to see it? Did you, what were your
I didn't
thoughts
get a
on it? Just
chance.
curious.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I saw it all over social media. I mean, Brandy and Monica, they're just like you just said, it's nostalgia, like the two divas giving us the hits over and over. So, as far as if anybody else, I can't think of another pair really.
No, not
That
yet.
I am
Nobody.
pretty good though. No, Whitney.
Got you, right? Go back to
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, Janet. All right,
Mm.
so now we'll answer. First of all, yes, I did see it. I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't know when the Monica did the dance. I missed that. I just saw the memes everywhere. But that was super dope. Broke history, broke numbers. And I think the main reason why was because I'm not sure, but was that not the first verses with women? Or was one before? Oh no, Erykah Badu and somebody else did one, right? Somebody did one. Two women did one. But this was bigger. Um, you know what it is? The thing was right now, everything that's going on with Brandy having Moesha and her new album out, and Monica having, her more recent stuff and her new album. It was a lot of hey in your face right now, like not playing like it's Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. I think by the way that did theirs. Okay,
Oh, okay,
cool.
okay, okay.
Um, but this one was bigger because they were relatively more new. Like Brandy and Monica have new music out. Moesha's being put out Netflix or Amazon, whatever. Netflix, Moesha's out now and everything. So they were relatively new. So this is why it worked. They both had new albums going, and now you can go buy their new stuff, which is why they went 20 million streams on the new music because they had stuff out that was relevant now. You had to go back to. But who I would say would be a better pair. Who I would say is going to be a better pair. I would say. Um, Fantasia and Kiki Wide, I would love to see. But the reason why that won't happen is because Kiki Wide, I don't think has enough music caliber of her own to be able to actually compete in the verses. She's an amazing singer. I just feel like those two together would be, dope. But I feel like when it comes to the verses, it's more about your work. You know what I'm saying? And so because of the work, but I would say maybe Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia together, those two were like powerhouses together. And so to see how that, to me, reminds me of the same thing like Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, how that, their realm, that. So I feel like Yeah, so I felt like Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson would be dope. Just because, especially if they both got new music coming out, a new album, something new, boom, they could really go viral and make a move. So I would say Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia. Now, that I would like to see. Yeah, maybe we can have Whitney's people curate and Mariah's people curate something and just give us a little fan versus something like,
We can do the
maybe
Whitney hologram.
Oh, that would be something that she can really talk back and it can be real, right?
Right.
It can be like Whitney. So that would be dope. Yes, shout out to the. So I think that would be the best all-time versus Mariah Carey and who said sorry? Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. But right now, Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia. All right, cool. So you guys, what do you guys think? You think that'd be something good?
Beyonce and Janet Jackson, definitely.
Yes. That would be dope, but I'm still thinking it's too much diva in one room. I don't know if you can get it.
You're right.
If you can get both those divas,
they'll get those numbers.
It's too much shine in one room. They definitely will get the numbers now. They definitely will supersede numbers if they both were in the same room. That's what I'm saying. You get them both in the same room to make it happen, but Janet would have to come out with a new album first. She have to put some new music out or something if she want to compete with Beyonce with Black is King and Lemonade.
Yeah,
so it's a lot.
She on top of it.
All right, so all right, cool. So I'm gonna move right along to our topic, last topic of today, and the last topic is this: GameIndustry.biz, more right, more wrong. So it's this: if someone does a total right thing, but totally for the total wrong reasons, is it more right or more wrong? If someone does something totally right, so if someone does a totally right thing for the totally wrong reasons, is it more right or more wrong? Before I answer, I would love to play devil's advocate here. So I'm gonna go with A-Biggs first on this topic. If someone does something totally, right but for all the wrong reasons, is it right or wrong? More right or more wrong?
That's tough.
That's a tough one.
If the right thing is like changing somebody's life for the better, it's hard to say that it's not right, even if it was only for, like publicity or something like that. So I think I'm going to say it's more right, because sometimes, it doesn't really matter why you're doing it, as long as something good is coming from it. It's helping the world, I guess. The rest is between you and your conscience.
That's a good way to put it. I like. Okay. All right. So, talk to me. What do you think about someone does something totally?
That's a real tough one. I'm trying to think of like current events that someone is doing the right thing but for the wrong reasons. And the only thing that can pop in my head is politics. And when I think about politics, I would just say like Kanye West. I mean, yeah, he's running for the black vote for America, but it's just for the wrong complete reason. It just should not be happening. But it's a way. The reason is he's trying to unite certain people, I guess, but that's not coming off right. But it's done for the wrong reason. And that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It is tough, right? I'm sitting there thinking, listening to y'all playing devil's advocate in my head, and I'm thinking, got it. So I feel like technically it's wrong, more wrong. The reason why I say more wrong is because the motives that people do things. It might be so many ways you could do it to do it the right way. But why do it the wrong way for the wrong reason when you know, that's a motive. Like your motive was, hey, to me, that's more the bigger motive for the wrong reason to do it than to do it right. Because you can do it so many ways. But doing it for the wrong reason or the wrong motive behind why you're doing it that. Because ultimately, if you know something's the right for somebody, then you're going to do it the right way. You're not going to go behind somebody's back. Well, I had to step on a couple toes to make it happen because I had to do it. Well, you could have just worked just as hard or not worked a little bit harder to make it happen. You didn't have to crush nobody. You have to stand on nobody's toes. But, it's all about the motive and what, the intention is. And so I found a different way. I sort of found a different way. And I was like, wow, I thought about it that way. When you think about it that way, it's true. A lot of people do things for their own motives, and you don't know what their motives are. You could just be, hey, I just want to be friendly. I want to meet people on my network. But their motives are, oh, he's cute or she's cute or this, that, or, oh, they doing this and I ain't doing that, but I'm going to do what they doing. So I'm going to, and people attach themselves to you for the wrong reason. They do it right now. They come network, hey, they want to hang out. They get real close to you, hey, but for the wrong reason. That's what we be conscious of. The snake in the bushes, okay? Be cautious of
Yeah.
that. So, if I'm not mistaken, this should conclude our homos tea. So I'm gonna run through, everything we talked about today. For those people out there listening, whether you're listening on Facebook, on YouTube, or iHeartRadio, however you're listening, so you can be a part of what we're doing. This was the homos tea, and we kicked off things with our LGBTQ movement. And the question was this: we read an article from USA Today. In this article, NC Congressman candidate Madison Cawthorn said the LGBTQ movement was two people who wanted to be able to get married. She said this on the Charlie Kirk show last month. But now it's saying that we need to be able to have gender reassignment surgery for 12-year-olds. They never stop at the line. They always go further. At what point do we stop and do we feel that we've arrived? Can we ever? Why or why not? So let us know what you think. Second thing we talked about was the verses from last week with Brandy and Monica, of course. So Brandy and Monica had over 4.2 million total versus views, and they got over 20 million view streams, 20 million new music streams together combined, almost split in half. So what do you feel the verses was so successful? What do you think is another pair that could generate these numbers? If you think they could generate these numbers or surpass these numbers, why not? And the last thing we talked about was from GameIndustry.biz, more right or more wrong. And basically we said if someone does a totally right thing, but for the total wrong reasons, is it more right or more wrong? And let us know what you guys think. Again, drop us down in the comment box. Let us know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're here. And we love what we do. Again, it's September 7th, our Labor Day edition in the building with us today. We got Sept7 the Great. We got A-Biggs. And A-Biggs is with us all week. So stay tuned for more, y'all, because we here each and every week doing what we do best. The Homos Talk Show, y'all. On Verse TV. Can't forget that. On Verse TV. All right, cool. So we're going to switch over to our